responding to my voice, and it also, at first you think it's a budgie or a rat in the room or something like that, but when we were there it does have an electrical, you can hear the static, which is very strange. So let me just play this for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we each go around and introduce ourselves to you by name, will you just say yes after each person has introduced themselves to you? Okay, here we go. Kieran, stand still.
Okay.
Matt. Carl. Chris. Me, Yvette. Kath. Chris. Chris. This is Chris. This one.
Oh, you've already said Chris once.
Yes, I know. Stuart. Simon. So that... What do you think to that?
There's no explanation at the moment. I'd love to take that away, look at it again in closer detail, but again, it's very similar to the stuff that we've previously looked at. I've not heard anything like this before.
Join me after the break when we'll be joined by medium Chris Conway for a lit walkabout and to try and contact the spirits that he believes still reside in this fascinating stately home. Welcome back to Most Haunted, the live series. I've brought my team this week to a magnificent building in the beautiful Cheshire rolling countryside. And this building really is, I'm not exaggerating, absolutely stunning. If you've never been to Capesthorne Hall in Cheshire, you have to come here because it really is an absolute treat. Not just for ghosts and the paranormal, but also just from a historical point of view. And the actual building itself is just beautiful. So, Chris, more importantly, I need you to tell me what you are sensing, who's here, what character's here, and possibly if we can build a story with what's gone on here and why the hauntings are happening so much, why so many people are seeing so many things. So who have you seen or what are you sensing?
Well, straight away, there's so many different things that I've seen. Outside, as I was just walking in, the first thing I seen was 2 Roman soldiers, and they were walking off, sorry, Kieran, they were walking off into the distance. Pardon me. And then when I came in here, I seen a lady, and she walked under the arch, and she was heading in that direction. The way the lady looked, it was dark hair. She was wearing it up, and she had like a grey dress on, and she had something along the middle, and it was tying. I don't know what she had tying. I couldn't quite make that out.
Was she old? Was she young?
She looked to me as if she was in her 30s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And from what time period? I mean, it's very difficult just from going off a glance at somebody.
Time period, I don't really know, to be honest with you, at this point in time. Hopefully I'll be able to make some connection with her later, and she'll be able to give me some details about her and the period that she's from.
Now, this could have been a dining room. This might not have been a dining room. You know, what can you see what it would have been used predominantly as?
I tell you what I'm picking up in here rather than what the room is. What I'm picking up, and it's coming from this direction, and I was aware of it as soon as we walked in here, and it's very much, it's more, rather than a spirit, it's like sort of residual energy, and it's like a fire, and it's like stuff burning down, and it's really, really, it's almost as if, I don't know so much this room, because it's coming from sort of here, this direction, but it's almost as if everything's on fire, stuff's falling down, and there's a lot of panic, and it's basically... So it wouldn't surprise me if this building isn't the way it's always been, the way that I'm looking at this fire, because it really is raging, and there's beams falling, everything's just, it's panic.
Okay, when you see things like that, do you panic inside? Do you get really, is it very vivid to you?
Yes, and it makes, I start to get the feelings, and it's very much the feelings that people would have been feeling at that time that comes to me, and it's
so that's
not very nice.
Staircase. In all these beautiful manor houses in Great Britain, a lot of paranormal activity is reported on staircases. Now, some people have a theory about a staircase. Some people say it's some sort of, you know, from our world into another and so on. Things have happened on the stairs. People do pick up on things on the stairs. Does anything come to you here?
Straight away. We've got a man walking down. he's dressed, it's like a sort of a grey jacket. He's got long, sort of darky hair, and this man, he's coming down, but there's about 4 or 5 of them. This man, he's very much like the sort of leader, he's the sort of, the boss man, and he's coming down. The name that he's given me straight away, it's Roger, okay? And the second name, this is going to sound a bit funny, but I don't know if he's got a stutter, or because he's sort of saying, like, it's like the Davenport, and it's like that. So I don't know if he's got a stutter, but that's the way that he's coming through to me. And very much an aggressive man. But aggressive not in a sort of evil way, but very much as if he has to be.
I have to ask a question. Do you get the impression with this house that they want us here?
This man here, I get the impression he doesn't want us here. Okay? The lady, I didn't get the impression that she minded us being here. This man here, and straight away just now, he's sort of directing it towards me, and he's giving the image he's putting in my head is basically me, and it's me with a rope round my neck, and that's the image that this man's given me. It's very much as if that's what's going to happen to you, sort of thing. I'm not saying that's going to happen to me tonight, but it's almost like a threat from him, as if this is the kind of thing that this man would have done.
Definitely not nice at all. Right, let's go back actually in this way, and just before we come into the room where we're going to meet Leslie, I just want to see, again, another fantastic room. The ceilings are amazing. And you've got all these portraits of, I presume, people that have lived here through, you know, over the years. Any characters that you see there? I mean, you know, you could say to any medium, couldn't you? Yeah. And they could go, yes, that person, that person, and that person. But is Roger there?
I'll be honest, the ones that I've seen, I don't see him in amongst that much. I don't see him in amongst that much.
I'm quite relieved you've said that. I am relieved you've said, aren't you, Kieran?
Yes, because he could have easily picked one of those out as well, and like you say, some of those aren't even associated. So.
Well, all day we've had some knocking noises, and it's been really I mean, I can't wait to get my teeth stuck into this place. I really can't. You look very excited.
I'm thrilled.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
Now, you've been listening away, so go on. What's right, what's wrong?
Well, brilliant. I mean, just straight away I was listening to you and going, oh, I can't believe it's so many hits. You saw the 2 Roman soldiers. The Romans were definitely in the area, and one eminent scholar has said there's a Roman road running straight under the building, which is in itself a tremendous hit. The lady, I don't know. There'll be lots of those here, of course, so I can't really tell too much from what you've said. What I really liked as well is went to the other room and you said you felt the residual energy of the fire. 1861, we have a massive fire here, destroyed 2 great wing.
I know, I know all the
we're
time.
getting agreement all the time. 2 wings were destroyed. It was a terrible thing, really, and however, been rebuilt. So you got that wonderfully well. Now, the one I absolutely loved, you got Roger with the long hair, and you said he's got a bit of a stutter, you think, or stammer, because he said to Davenport. And of course, I love that. I want to laugh over that. It's so fabulously good, because we're talking about the 1200s, and it's Roger de Davenport.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's what's so fab. I was laughing away when I heard you, and you went, he's going de Davenport. And wasn't a stammer. This is this Norman addition sort of thing, the de, like de Vere, de Davenport, and that's what we're getting. And we're in the 1200s, and he was sheriff for the area, so well done.
I mean, that's interesting. Well, no, because if somebody had read that, they could have gone Roger D. Davenport.
Yes.
But the fact that you pronounced it how it was pronounced is quite impressive.
That was so good. So we're going to have some French boys hanging about, I think, tonight, or French accents, certainly. Yeah.
Great. Are you excited, Kieran? Can't wait to get started.
I am very excited, especially because we're getting knocking already. And I'm just interested in some of these figures that Chris has picked up on the Grey Lady specifically. So, yeah, I'm very excited.
Just before we go into a break, just very quickly, Matt, can you put your boom down on the floor? Can you hear it? You have? Just be quiet. You got that? Yeah. For everybody at home, if you didn't hear that while we were talking, that's what we've been hearing all the while that we've been having a chat, and it's just been like this all day. So join us after the break when we're going to be turning off the lights and turning on our night vision cameras, and I can't wait. We're going to begin our investigation into what really haunts this place. Guests ascending the grand staircase in Capesthorne Hall are overcome with a